Let's now talk youth football because the Uganda U17 national football team, the Uganda Cubs, will be in action tomorrow once again in Morocco, taking on Cameroon in the 2026 CAF U17 AFCON finals. Now, the championship is also the pathway to this year's FIFA U17 World Cup due later this year in Qatar. And now with studio with us to discuss youth football development in the country is a FUFA Executive Committee member and a member of Parliament for Masindi, Byamukama. Good evening to you, Rogers, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, and thank you for having me here this evening. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. First of all, let's start by congratulating you upon being elected to the 12th Parliament, but also upon your official, taking of the oath of office.
Thank you so much. I take it to heart, and it is a privilege for me to represent the great people of Masindi Municipality. It's something that I've been yearning for a very long time. Finally, it is here. I pray that the Lord has mercy on me and gives me wisdom to serve the people of Masindi Municipality as well as the people of Uganda and Bunyoro at large.
All right. So now on to sport. Let's talk about tomorrow's game between the Uganda Cubs and Cameroon. What are the stakes in the game? What do we need to look out for?
We are probably in the hardest group in the competition, but we started off well on Wednesday with a win against the DRC, 3-1. So tomorrow's game against Cameroon, if we win it, will put us in a very good position to qualify for the FIFA World Cup U17. As you know, in the last edition of the FIFA World Cup, Uganda was represented by a team that did very well and went all the way to the playoffs. So we still hope and we want to qualify once again for the second time for the U17 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. So tomorrow's game is very, very important. Remember the other very tough teams in the group. So if we can win tomorrow's game, that will put us 6 points. It puts us in a good position, and we need to take game by game. Okay. And hopefully the boys will deliver.
Okay, now looking at some of the activities that you have been engaging in as FUFA, is seeing to it that you bring young people on board, and would like to know what is the motivation behind this?
You see, the biggest measure of how well you're doing in football development is international competitions. And the epitome of it all is the senior national team. But for you to be able to have a good senior national team, you need to have a conveyor belt that is bringing players through the ranks up to the national team. Now, at FUFA, we have what we call the football master plan, that the blueprint on which we're working on to develop players right from, identifying young players in the academies through, the youth age bracket development strategy and right into, professional elite leagues and eventually to the national representative teams. So FUFA is investing a lot of money. This is not the first time that we are playing at this level. Our under-15 team were and still are the champions of the CECAFA under-15 championships. Under-17, we've been champions here, I think twice in CECAFA. And in the last edition, we did qualify for World Cup. So we're investing a lot of money into the underage competitions and underage conveyor belt to ensure that our teams are playing well. And you can't expect a player to play very well at the senior national team when he has not been exposed to the highest level in the underage competitions. Okay. So that is the whole strategy. All right. And our technical team is doing that purposefully. We hope the results are already coming up. One of the players that played in the last edition of the FIFA World Cup, Bogere, is playing in Denmark. He scored his debut goal, his debut professional goal, that took his team to the top of the table, and therefore he's in line to be probably the first Ugandan player to play in Champions League. So we are starting to see results, but they're still small. We hope to keep building on the brick and ensure we see these results consistently with our young players progressing and joining professional leagues.
I want us to shift attention to AFCON as we actually wind up this conversation. How much is FUFA involved in the preparations of this tournament? Because we know it is going to be co-hosted by Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania.
Absolutely. AFCON is organized by CAF, but by and large, the main funders of AFCON is the government. So what has happened is that between CAF, the federation, which is FUFA, and the government, we have what we call the local organizing committee, which is the bridge between the three tripartite entities that is responsible for, doing the local preparation to ensure that AFCON happens. And I am a member of the AFCON local organizing committee. Okay. There is a lot of works that are happening, for instance, in infrastructure. Okay. Namboli is under renovation. Hoima City Stadium was completed, although CAF found it with a little bit of missing gaps here and there, which I am glad to say have been addressed by the contractor, and CAF is happy with that progress. CAF is also happy with the progress at Namboli in terms of revamping it more to meet the standards of, because we want to put it to about 45,000 seater. But there are many other issues around AFCON, including hotels. We don't have a major problem in Kampala cluster, but there is a bit of challenge in the Hoima cluster. But government has been magnanimous enough and provided money to the tune of about 101 billion to ensure that some hotels in Hoima are improved. Okay. To 5-star, 4-star hotel. And then there is a greenfield planned hotel around Hoima Kabalega Airport, okay. Costing about 50 billion to ensure that the Hoima Airport becomes eligible to land international flights. So there is a lot of work that is happening behind the scenes. And so now government is fully committed to ensure that those happens. There has been money provided for the airport operationalization in terms of the passenger terminal building, as well as the other amenities that are required to operationalize the airport. So a lot of work is happening. Well, that is on infrastructure level. Let us now look at the players. What is FUFA doing in terms of preparing them to compete favorably? Because they're going to be playing at home and we expect a good performance from them. Absolutely. It will be very dangerous for us to host and then we get out of the competition in the early stages. Right. Our intention is to go all the way to probably to the finals, but semi-finals could be good enough. Again, we've had a discussion with government. Government has provided money, for instance, on naturalization of players. Those are players that are playing in the top leagues, but have biological roots to Uganda, either through one parent or two, that can play for this country. Government has provided money for naturalization, but government has also provided money for four-nation tournament, for FUFA to arrange a competition where our players can be tested. But also government has provided money, like for instance, the team that is in Morocco now playing U17 is funded by government. Okay, and there are many other underage competitions of that nature where government is putting money. So we hope that some of these players in 2027 can be ready and ripe for the national team. Honorable. So there is a lot of work happening there. As we wrap this up, how should or what should the sports fraternity expect from you now that you are closer to the powers that be when it comes to, legislation, etc., and lobbying for the sports fraternity? Just in a second. First of all, I want to thank the Federation of Uganda Football Association that gave me an opportunity to demonstrate my leadership capabilities on the national level. And while in Parliament, I'm going to be a great ambassador, not just for football, but for sports generally. But people should not forget that I'm in Parliament on account of the generous contribution and support of the people of Masindi Municipality. So I have to strike a balance between my natural home, which is sports, but also the people that supported me and voted me into Parliament. And I'm sure that is a task that I will be able to deliver very well, so that all the two groups are not complaining, and I will represent them very well. All right. Well, thank you, Honorable Rogers Byamukama, FUFA Executive Member. We wish you a wonderful time in Parliament. Thank you so much, Bomuka Mbaramukize. Okay, and with that,
NTV Weekend Edition comes to an end. Mildred Pedun, together with Susan Mujawananda on Sign Language. Have yourself a fantastic night.